We've got a multi-tool mystery in that Nextool in January released on their Facebook group that a brand new version of this wrench multi-tool is coming. Now, they talked about it as a brand new product that they were essentially showcasing at some of their tool shows. It seemed like in Germany and maybe a couple other places as well. And it looks like they are making what they call the W4, which essentially, again, it looks like this size right here, but they are updating this and it looks pretty nice as you can see on the screen. Now, there's a couple differences between this older tool and the new one. The biggest differences right away are the styling. Now, instead of this just being all black, they are updating it with silver and black. I think that's a pretty nice look. It looks like this is just metal. I think they are adding aluminum scales or something to give it a little more definition. So that will be cool as well. And then as far as the inside, one of the big differences I see is that the pliers will get replaceable wire cutters. Now, as I talked about in the video from Leatherman Engineers, these are actually probably tougher plier head, but I think in the multi-tool sphere, a lot of people want that option to replace wire cutters. So I think a lot of people will like that shift as well. And then there is also a couple other things. I do notice that they're adding, it looks like, at least one more tool. Now, in the design of the wrench, you can see this has a cutout for different, or I guess it's right here. And I thought there was another place. Maybe it's just basic. Oh, here and here, there's a cutout for if you want to put the 1/4-inch bit drivers there and then use this as a driver. It looks like in the new W4, they may be taking most of those things away. Now, I think that's probably a good thing because on the end, they still are keeping this as the bit driver. I think that's plenty. You don't need these other cutouts. Yeah, it makes it look maybe a little bit more cheap. I think this is a fantastic tool, but I do think the upgraded version does look a little bit more professional. Now, the wrench looks a little bit more like a wrench. I'm curious to see if it's actually larger or not. Sometimes when you make things designed to look nicer, they actually lose capability. So it will be unique to see if it's actually the same or if it actually loses capability. Now on this one right here, it's got a unique definition in that in the handle, or unique design is what I mean. In the handle, you have the saw right here, and then the bit, 1/4-inch bit driver on the bottom. Now in the new one, it looks like not only do you have the saw here, but also you have what looks like a pretty much a full-length file on the other side. That will definitely, I think a lot of people will definitely like that. And then I think it's keeping the same large knife. That doesn't look like it's changed. Now, I'm not sure about the pocket clip. I really like pocket clips on these tools. This one was first shown on January 17th, the W4. I think that's when I first saw it. And then in February, I noticed that they showed another picture of the W4 closed. And that was, they were talking about going to another show, inviting people to meet with them at another show. And in that picture, again, I don't see a pocket clip. I really hope they haven't gotten rid of that. Again, it is a little bit of a larger tool, so I can understand pocket carry. It looks like there's some locking and unlocking mechanisms. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that they have upgraded these so that they lock. With this one right here, it does lock into place. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, there's a locking mechanism up here, and I'm not sure what that's for on their new W4. Nextool sent me this, they call this the Silver Blade EDC tool. Now, there was a version that was made in Australia, and I tried to buy it and I could not. That looked very similar to this. And then Nextool came out with this version, and I was extremely excited to get it. I have already reviewed this. This is the second one I have, but I do appreciate Nextool for sending this to me. So we'll do an updated review. It may have been a while since some of you saw this tool. This right here can fit in your wallet if you've got a large enough wallet, or they essentially give you a little wallet that it comes with, and then you can just slide it in your pocket. A very cool looking tool with a very large actually set of pliers. Now let me pull out the Leatherman Bond. Obviously these pliers aren't that thick, but I mean, they're pretty large. Here's a Leatherman Bond. I mean, they're pretty large. Got this right here. Then you can see how thin they are, but not too thin. And then there are the wire cutters, the hard and the normal wire cutters. I like the designs on this tool. Looks pretty neat. Not a fan of these wrenches, but I can understand why they want to try to fit as many components on this as possible. For those who love wrenches, there you go. You've got some wrenches. Now there is this knife. Now in mine, I'm trying to think, I don't think mine locks into place. Yeah, so mine does not lock into place. The knife. And then on this side, this actually does lock into place. I'm guessing that's to avoid some knife laws in some countries. So looking at this side, I'll just read through some of the things that Nextool says this tool has. We've already talked about the needle nose plier, standard plier, thin wire cutter, the wire cutter, thick wire cutter. Then I already talked about the wrenches. These are 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5. On the wrenches, there's the knife. On this side, there is a lanyard hole right here. Phillips screwdriver. Oh, this right here on this end. I didn't even see that right there. Flathead screwdriver. It's actually on this side right here. So we've got the Phillips over here, the flathead over here. Then there is the scraper box opener. Scraper box opener, the wire stripper right here, bottle opener, spoke wrench, and ruler. Now, I was very excited about this tool, like I already said, but then when I started carrying it for a while, it comes in at 95 grams, or when we take that over to ounces, it comes over to 3.4 ounces. Now, that may not seem like much, but when you see that the Swisstech Uberall, it's actually heavier than this little keychain tool. I mean, it's not that heavy, but it does have a little bit of weight with it. And especially for a wallet, I still felt like it was a little bit heavy for my wallet. So I actually don't carry this anymore. I just actually carry a bit kit in my wallet anymore and no multi-tool. I really wanted to lighten up my wallet, my pockets, and so I usually carry a small multi-tool, something like this, and a bit kit. So final thoughts on this tool. Who is this tool for? I think this tool is more for the collector than for someone who is actually bushwhacking or hiking or camping. I think it's more for the collector or the casual office worker. Maybe a fishing tackle box, something like that, it might work out. It does come around $20 in and around $20 on AliExpress. I think it's more like $30, $35 on Amazon. But I have found better tools at better prices. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. And I'm glad I have it in my collection.